Today I'm bringing this mid-century six-door dresser back to life, one layer at a time. What started as a tired, scratched, and faded piece is about to get a complete transformation. I'll be scraping, sanding, repairing some veneer. You guys ready to head back to mid-century modern? I got one coming up. And restoring that rich, warm tone that makes mid-century furniture so timeless. I love when a piece lets me keep as much of its original character as possible. And this one, it definitely deserved to shine again. So let's jump in and I'll show you how I took this worn-out dresser and turned it into a piece that looks like it just rolled out of the 1960s showroom. All right, this one definitely needs some love. It has some missing veneer on this side. The top has a lot of stains and watermarks. The interior is actually fairly good, just some cleaning, some sanding, and probably also fixing some of the interior. Pretty dirty, so I think it's probably been in a garage or a shed for a while. But it's got good bones. Still haven't decided what I want to do. Do I want to paint? It's been a while since I've painted one of these, but maybe it's worth a refinish. We'll see. Let me think about it. I want to try to scrape before I do any stripping. I don't really want to strip it, but first, still got it. I always like to go in with a hand sanding with a 220 grit, just to make sure I get rid of all the swirly marks that my sander might leave behind, especially on the edges. This is actually going very quickly. You know, one of the things I love about mid-century furniture is how timeless the design is. Clean lines, no ornate details, just really intentional simplicity. Everything about this era was focused on function and form working together. What's interesting though is that a lot of these pieces, like this one, didn't actually have any sort of maker's mark or label. It wasn't uncommon for companies back then, especially regional ones, to produce pieces in small runs or for department stores without branding them at all. You'll sometimes find a faint stamp in a drawer or a partial sticker on the back, but most of the time it's gone after 60 years. And honestly, I kind of like that. It leaves a little mystery. You get to rely on the craftsmanship, the design, and the details to tell you where it might have come from. Like the tapered legs. 3 minutes for that one. Pretty darn good. The walnut veneer, or those inset drawer pulls. Even without a label, you can tell this was made in that golden age of furniture building, when quality mattered, but mass production was just starting to take off. Right, let's address this veneer. We've got this area right here and also up here. And I have some quick wood and I've never really done this before, so I'm gonna actually put some stain in it as well. And you just kind of squish it all together to activate everything, and you want it to be one color. Well, we're gonna see if this works. And I'm using General Finishes Candlelight. That's what I'm gonna stain this in. So I'm just gonna add a little bit to this. And that way when I end up staining it and then blending it, it won't be so starkly different, if that's, I don't know if that's how you say it, but okay. So I just put some in here. I'm gonna let this dry overnight and then sand it. Make sure there's plenty on here. And then I'm gonna do the same thing down here. And get a little bit more. I'm going to stain the legs first. This is the part where everything really starts to come together, adding back that rich mid-century tone that these pieces were originally known for. I'm using General Finishes Candlelight Gel Stain, one of my favorites when I want that warm golden brown glow without going too dark. It has just that right balance between warmth and depth, and it really enhances the natural grain without hiding it. Most mid-century pieces from the 50s and 60s had this slightly amber undertone. Not orange, not red, just that perfect timeless walnut warmth. So rather than changing the look, I wanted to stay true to what this piece would have looked like decades ago, fresh off the showroom floor. And as you can see, that color instantly transforms the wood. All those hours of sanding suddenly feel worth it because this is where the character of the piece really shines through. All right, we need to replace a slide. So let's get the length right here. And then I also have, this is the one that was in there. So I need to trim it. Let's go right here. Right here. And then let's do this. Okay. Once that wood filler was dry and I was able to sand it smooth to blend seamlessly with the surrounding veneer, I can come back in with my Mohawk blend all sticks to match the color and grain as closely as possible. It's basically like painting wood, just on a tiny scale. These little details make a huge difference in the final result. When you're refinishing vintage furniture, it's not just about making it look new again, it's about preserving its story while giving it a second life. And sometimes that means slowing down and focusing on the small stuff like this. Alright, gonna use my favorite top coat, General Finishes Armor Seal. And here's the finished piece. What a difference from where it started. This dresser had definitely seen better days, but after repairing a few spots of missing veneer, sanding everything down, and bringing back that warm classic tone with General Finishes Candlelight gel stain, it looks like a brand new piece, while still keeping that true mid-century feel. I love how the wood grain came back to life on this one. Sometimes the simplest designs end up being the most striking once it's restored. And you might notice the new wall behind it. This is my latest addition to the workshop. It's made up of panels from Unisaur, and I've mounted them using a French cleat system I built, which makes them completely interchangeable. I can swap them out depending on the piece I'm staging, or even remove them altogether. It gives me a ton of flexibility when I'm photographing different styles or finishes. This project was such a satisfying reminder of why I love this work, taking something tired and giving it a second life. Thanks for watching, and as always, it's about flippin' time.